Agnikul Cosmos is a pioneering space tech startup based in India that has been making significant strides in the private space industry. Focused on democratizing access to space, they design, manufacture, and test launch vehicles capable of carrying payloads to low Earth orbit. Here's a detailed look into what makes Agnikul a notable name in the space launch sector. But where did it all begin? Before we look into it, please subscribe to our channel to add value to your life. You can also tip us for our efforts. Founded by Srinath Ravichandran, Moin SPM, and Professor S.R. Chakravarthi from the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, Agnikul aims to simplify space access. The company operates with the belief that reaching space should not be constrained by the complexities and high costs traditionally associated with rocket launches. Now, what is in their arsenal, and how they fare against Skyroute's rockets? Wait a minute, you know about Skyroute Aerospace Limited, right? Check the video in the description below to know all about the legendary private space launch company. Now, back to the Agnikul's arsenal, the Agniban rocket. Their flagship launch vehicle is Agniban, a highly customizable rocket capable of carrying up to 100 kilo payloads to LEO, or low Earth orbit, which is not more than 2,000 kilometers above the Earth's surface. One of its unique selling propositions is its ability to cater to specific customer requirements, allowing for flexible payload deployments. This customization makes Agniban an attractive option for companies looking to deploy small satellites into precise orbits. And they are not just borrowing others' technology, they are creating theirs as well. A significant innovation that Agnikul brings to the table is its in-house developed semi-cryogenic engine, the Agnilet. Before looking into it, let's know what cryogenic and semi-cryogenic engines are. Cryogenic engines use really cold stuff, like liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen, as fuel. These fuels are so cold that they're turned into liquids instead of gases. When it's time to launch the rocket, these super cold liquids are pumped into the engine. Then, something amazing happens. The liquids are mixed together and burned. This creates a super hot and powerful gas. This hot gas shoots out of the back of the rocket with a lot of force, pushing it forward. It's like a powerful jet engine, but with super cold fuel. The coolest part? Because the fuel is so cold, it takes up less space than if it were a gas. This means the rocket can carry more fuel, making it go even faster and farther into space. On the other hand, imagine you're trying to power up a rocket, but instead of using super cold liquids like in cryogenic engines, you're using something a bit warmer, but still pretty chilly. That's where semi-cryogenic engines come in. These engines use a mix of fuels that are cold, but not as cold as the ones in cryogenic engines. These fuels might include liquid oxygen and a kind of fuel like kerosene or diesel.
When it's time to launch the rocket, these cool liquids are pumped into the engine. Then, just like with cryogenic engines, they're mixed together and burned. This creates hot gases, just like before.
Now, these hot gases are still powerful and shoot out of the back of the rocket, pushing it forward. But because the fuel isn't as cold, it might not be as efficient as the cryogenic ones. However, it's still a good option for launching rockets. Coming back to our indigenous engine, the Agnilet is a single-piece 3D printed engine, which means it has significantly fewer components than traditional rocket engines. This not only reduces the chances of failure, but also streamlines the manufacturing process, potentially lowering costs and lead times for satellite launches. But no company will trust them, if not for some robust testing and grading phase. Agnikul benefits from its close association with IIT Madras, particularly leveraging the National Center for Combustion Research and Development for its engine testing. This collaboration with one of India's premier educational institutes ensures that Agnikul has access to cutting-edge research and development facilities. However, navigating the space industry requires not just technical prowess, but also the ability to work within regulatory frameworks. Agnikul has made significant headway in this regard, securing necessary permissions from the Indian government to build and test its rockets. This includes becoming one of the first private companies in India to sign an agreement with the Indian Space Research Organization for sharing facilities and expertise. They are setting their sights beyond just developing and launching rockets. The company envisions creating a conducive ecosystem for space startups in India and across the globe. But they will have to fare against Skyroot, the behemoth of Indian private space industries. Check this video to see what they have in their store.